In this episode, I want to talk to you about the differences between a down jacket and a synthetic jacket when it comes to a mid-layer puffy jacket. So to do that, I have my Decathlon Forclaz MT100, and I also have a Kohl's Zero Exposure mid-weight puffer jacket. And we will discuss all about the differences between the down coat versus a synthetic coat, but also I'm going to kind of bring up the conundrum of which one should I wear on the Appalachian Trail. If you would like to comment on which one you think would be the best puffy jacket for me to wear on the Appalachian Trail, please do so in the comments, as I will be making my decision hopefully by the time I get to the Appalachian Trail. So first off, I'm going to talk about the Decathlon Forclaz MT100. This is a very popular down coat, and it has been making its way around the YouTube world for quite some time. So I just wanted to discuss this. It is my orange hoodie. It is an 800 fill. It has a water repellent treated shell, and it's rated down to 23 degrees, which is pretty good. It's very lightweight. This is the large, which comes in at 10.3 ounces from my understanding, and it costs about $100. The next one is my Kohl's Zero Exposure mid-weight puffer jacket. This one is a medium, which seems to fit me better than the large, but I did buy these a little small because I intend on losing some more weight, which if you've watched my channel, I say that a lot, and I'm slowly losing weight. But by the time I get on the Appalachian Trail, it'll be much lighter and these will fit much better. But for today, this Zero Exposure jacket I picked up at Kohl's for $23.99. And again, this Forclaz was about $100. So I don't know if I'm really comparing apples to apples. This was on sale from $80, and I got it on one of the wicked discounts that Kohl's seems to have around this time of year, or pretty much any time of year if you find it right. This Zero Exposure, from all of the reading I've done, I didn't get an exact answer to what the fill power is for this, but I'm guessing it's about a 650 fill because it's a little lighter than my other older Zero Exposure that I got from Kohl's, and it's lighter weight than that as well, but I know it's definitely not an 800 like this other one. It is synthetic, so it's going to be a little puffier than the down jacket. It is water repellent. It is made out of polyester and nylon, not the down, such as the Forclaz. And it weighs 13.5 ounces. Again, it cost $23 after all the discounts that I got. So the reason why I'm bringing these up is not so that you go out and buy this because it's $23 or you buy this because it's $100 and it's down, but just as a comparison, because they both are good mid-weight jackets. I have hiked in this jacket most recently, and it did a good job around 32 degrees, which is really nice, seeing as that was the outer shell of what I was hiking in. And as you know, I tend to get fairly heated. But to get right to it, when it comes to comparing down and synthetic jackets, the biggest phrase, which I really don't like, and I don't know if you like it either, is "it depends." Because of these two jackets, they are made differently. They have, in my mind, different purposes, which we'll get to. So I'm going to just kind of work our way down to the nitty gritty, and we'll do our comparison. Ta-da! There we go. So when it comes to a down jacket, with all things being equal, the down coat is generally lighter. This one weighs about 10 ounces. This one at a smaller size actually weighs more, and it's at about 13 and a half ounces. The down coat is better in colder temperatures, and it has a better fill power and a better warmth to weight ratio. And what that means is the fill is much lighter, and it keeps a better loft, more air between the fibers than would the synthetic jacket, meaning it's going to be warmer at a lighter weight when all things are being equal. The other thing with a down jacket is it tends to have a longer lifespan, meaning you can clean this. You can put it in the wash under their recommendations as far as how you would wash it, and then you can dry it and it will kind of regain some of its loft, which is better than the synthetic jacket, which over time kind of gets matted down more so, and it doesn't regain that after washing. As far as another characteristic that's really good with the down jacket is that it's more compressible. So it's lighter weight, first of all, as we stated, and it's more compressible. So you can save a bunch of room in your backpack when you compress it down. That's a big key for somebody who is wanting to, one, go ultralight or lightweight, and then try to carry smaller backpacks, or just have more room in their current bag. So as far as the materials of down, there's two types of down. It would be the duck and the goose down. The goose down has a higher fill power. It's more expensive. The duck down is lower fill power and less expensive when it comes to down jackets. Ta-da! The next jacket is the Cold Zero Exposure, and it's a mid-weight puffy jacket. It's a synthetic material. This one is polyester and with nylon as far as the outer shell. So when it comes to the weather conditions, the synthetic fibers tend to do better in a wet or humid environment as compared to the down. The down tends to clump unless it has some sort of either anti-clumping agent that they would add to the down, or if it gets protected more with a water repellent shell. That needs to be reapplied frequently if you are going to be using this in wet conditions, versus the synthetic one tends to do better in a wet, humid environment, meaning that it's not going to, I'll say, mat down, and it won't lose its loft as easily as a down jacket. And then if we look at windy conditions, the down jacket, which they both have baffles. Baffles is how they're sectioned off. A down coat tends to have more baffling, and the baffling is held together with stitching. And there are some synthetic jackets that don't have the stitching. They're a little more expensive. This one does have the stitching, and the reason why I bring that up is windy conditions, the wind can go through at those break points. The down does a less good job of it when they have more baffling, whereas this one has less baffling, so there's less chance of the wind getting through. However, there are better, more expensive synthetic jackets that don't have baffling, because the synthetics come in more of a sheet as opposed to, just individual feathers and whatnot as far as the down goes. So that comes to versatility. If you're looking for one jacket that's going to be the most versatile, it's going to be a synthetic jacket. I'm not saying that this jacket is going to do better than that jacket, but as far as synthetics versus down, the synthetics tend to do better in, I'll call it, multi-changing weather environments, as opposed to the down where, like, colder temperatures, drier environment, the down does a superior job. Again, it's lighter weight with a higher fill power, and it can keep you warmer under the same fill power. So you have to actually get a higher fill power for the synthetics to work the same as the down jacket. But when it comes to multiple conditions, like I'm going to find on the Appalachian Trail, where it's going to be really cooler or colder in the earlier months with probably a lot more weather conditions as far as rain and snow, this might do better during those times. But with that said, I don't know if I'm even going to be wearing this as a layer when I'm hiking, because I'll have my base layer, which will be wool, then I possibly will have a fleece layer, and then if it's raining, I'm going to have the raincoat over this, which is my Marmot Precip. And this may get very little use. This will most likely, this or the down jacket will be most likely worn during camp in the morning, at night, and keeping me warm. So if I keep it dry, then it makes sense that I would go with the down, but we'll get there. So when it comes to durability, the synthetic tends to do a little better. If there's a cut or a rip in my jacket, then the down will tend to spill out, whereas the synthetics, because it's one sheet or it's multiple sheets, will tend to hold in place, and then you can just use some of your super tenacious tape to help put that back together like new, or use some duct tape, because I have a feeling that these jackets are kind of one and done on the Appalachian Trail, but we'll see. And that brings us to price. The down jackets tend to be more expensive than the synthetic jackets, but it also depends on what your price range is. If you are looking for a basic down puffy jacket, this would do it. A synthetic one on the Appalachian Trail, it's a little heavier, but it tends to do a little bit better in the rain or the wet, humid conditions. Whereas the down coat will do better on colder, drier conditions. So what does all this mean? Do I go with the down coat or the synthetic coat? What would you do? What are your thoughts on what is best for the Appalachian Trail? Because I will take comments and I will learn from it. But I do have a friend who has hiked in the winter, summer, spring, and fall in the White Mountains, and he swears by never, ever wearing a puffy jacket to hike. And I believe it's because the down jackets that he's worn in the past has always been taboo to hike in a down coat. We'll see what happens for me. I may end up hiking with it. I don't know. But I do want your input on that. So as you can see, there are trade-offs with any puffy jacket that you're going to wear, whether it's down or synthetic, and you're going to have to make those decisions yourself. If I were out west in drier, arid conditions, I lived in New Mexico for quite a period of time, I would most likely be wearing down to make me feel warmer in those drier temperatures, knowing that it's not most likely going to rain on me for many of those hikes, whereas the Appalachian Trail seems wrought with water and humidity, and it seems like the synthetic jacket will do better. But with that said, the Decathlon Forclaz does have that technology to help repel the water from even preventing it from getting in. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it to anybody who you might think would benefit from it, and take a look at our next video. If you have followed me for a while, I will have a carnivore update by the end of the week. And thanks again for following, and happy hiking.